You know that feeling, right? You pour your heart and soul into a project, you hit the deadline, and then nothing. Just crickets. That deafening silence, it's more than just a little demoralizing. Turns out, that silence is one of the most expensive and, honestly, most overlooked problems in business today. So we're going to dive into why celebrating your team isn't just some fluffy, nice-to-have thing. It's a core performance strategy.
All right, so let's just get right to it. The big, kind of uncomfortable question every single manager has to ask themselves at some point. Why are my best people quitting? I mean, you spend all this time and energy finding them, training them, making them part of the team, and then poof, they're gone. Is it always just about a bigger paycheck? Well, the data says probably not.
Okay, check this out. This number should honestly make every leader stop in their tracks. A whopping 55% of employees who are actively planning to leave their job, 55%, say the main reason is a lack of recognition. We're talking more than half. It's not the annual bonus they're missing, it's the simple day-to-day, hey, great job on that, that's missing. And if that's not enough, it goes even deeper. Get this, a full 69% of those same people said they would have stayed if their efforts had just been recognized more. Just think about that for a second. That's almost 7 out of every 10 people you're losing, and they could have been kept, not with a huge raise, but with simple, genuine appreciation. The cost of that is staggering. So what does this all mean? Well, the key takeaway here is that for a lot of companies, the problem isn't a compensation issue, it's a recognition deficit. And you know what? That's actually really good news, because budgets can be tight, right? But fixing a recognition deficit, that's totally within our control. It's not about crunching numbers, it's about changing our habits. Okay, so if the problem is this recognition deficit, what's the solution? Is it complicated? Nope. The answer is surprisingly simple, but man, is it powerful. It's all about the power of small wins. Seriously. It's about celebrating that day-to-day progress that usually flies under the radar, but is actually the foundation of every big success story. Yeah, the solution is not throwing some massive, expensive party once a year. It's about building a consistent habit. It's about acknowledging the little things. You know, when someone absolutely nails a presentation, or when they get that glowing email from a client, or even just when they jump in to help a coworker who's swamped. Those are the moments that build real momentum and morale. And look, the business case for doing this, it's crystal clear. It really boils down to 3 huge benefits. First, as we've already seen, it keeps your best people around, big time. Second, it actually makes people more productive because you're reinforcing the exact behaviors you want to see more of. And third, it just flat out boosts your entire company culture. It creates this vibe of teamwork and shared purpose. All right, theory is great, but let's get practical. How do you actually do this stuff? Especially today, when you've got people in the office, people at home, people doing a bit of both. It can get tricky. So let's open up a modern playbook with some creative ideas that'll work for any team, anywhere. Okay, let's break it down. If your team is all in person, you've got the classics, right? Team lunches, happy hours, or just starting every meeting with some quick shout-outs. For virtual teams, you gotta get a little more creative. Think virtual escape rooms, online trivia, or even just sending some cool company swag to their door. It makes a huge difference. And for our hybrid folks, a dedicated Slack or Teams channel for shoutouts is amazing, or something super flexible like a bonus day off. The real key here, if there's no single right answer, it's about finding what actually clicks with your team. But here's a really important point. It's not just about what you do, it's about how you do it. There are some crucial nuances here. And honestly, getting these details right is the difference between a celebration that feels amazing and one that just kind of falls flat. First up, you've got to know the difference between public and private recognition. Public praise, like a shout out in the all-hands meeting, that's awesome for building that team spirit and celebrating a group win. But sometimes a private thank you, a quick personal message, or a mention in a one-on-one can hit so much harder for an individual achievement. The secret sauce? You absolutely need a mix of both. And there's data to back this up. Over half, 52% of employees say they want more personalized appreciation directly from their manager. That quiet, hey, I saw how you handled that tough client, thank you, can be 1,000 times more powerful than any big public announcement. Of course, you have to be careful because even with the best intentions, this stuff can totally backfire. So here are a few major pitfalls to avoid. First, don't play favorites. Nothing kills trust faster. Make sure you're spreading the love around fairly. Second, read the room. Ignoring the context is a huge mistake, like throwing a fancy party right after layoffs. Terrible look. Also, don't do the one-size-fits-all thing. An after-work happy hour might not work for a working parent. And maybe the most important one, don't let it be a one-off event. Consistency is everything.
So, when you get all this right, when you're consistent and thoughtful and fair, you're doing so much more than just making someone feel good for a day. You're creating this lasting ripple effect. You're actually building a culture where recognition is just part of the DNA. And really, this is the big idea, the core mindset shift you have to make. Recognition isn't a party, it's a performance strategy. I love that because it just reframes the whole conversation, doesn't it? This isn't about feel-good fluff, it's a powerful, strategic tool for driving results.
So, to wrap this all up, it really comes back to a simple truth. You do not need a massive budget to make this work. What you need is consistency. It's the small, genuine, regular acts of recognition. Those are the things that compound over time and build a place where people genuinely love to work. So I'm going to leave you with a direct call to action. Right now, think about your team. What is one small win, and I mean it can be tiny, that you can celebrate this week? It could be a quick Slack message, a thank you at the end of a call, whatever. Just one thing. Because that one small act, it might just be the most valuable thing you do all week.